The Fortress of Knowledge presents Bid McPhee, the bare-handed legend of baseball's early era. John Alexander Bid McPhee was born on November 1st, 1859, in Messina, New York, and grew up during baseball's infancy, a time when the game was still shedding its amateur roots and defining what it would become. He began his professional career with the Cincinnati Red Stockings in 1882, a franchise that would later evolve into the Cincinnati Reds of the National League. Over the next 18 seasons, McPhee became one of the game's most respected and enduring figures, anchoring second base with unmatched grace, speed, and precision. Known for his sharp instincts and quick hands, McPhee earned a reputation as the finest defensive second baseman of the 19th century. His 529 putouts in 1886 remain the single-season record for the position, an achievement that has stood for nearly 140 years. Even more remarkably, McPhee still holds the all-time career record for putouts by a second baseman, with an astounding 6,552. These records, untouched in the modern era, speak to a level of defensive dominance that few players in any generation have ever matched. What set McPhee apart from his contemporaries, however, was his refusal to wear a glove. In an era when fielders were gradually adopting protective gear, McPhee continued to play bare-handed for nearly his entire career. He believed gloves dulled a player's touch and weakened the skill required to cleanly field a ball. To toughen his hands, he soaked them in salt water and developed calluses that became as legendary as his fielding statistics. Not until 1896, at age 36, did he finally relent and begin wearing a glove, a decision that coincided with a remarkable spike in his fielding percentage. Even then, he remained proud of his bare-handed years, a symbol of grit and authenticity in baseball's formative age. Offensively, McPhee was a consistent contributor. He finished his career with 2,258 hits, 53 home runs, 568 stolen bases, and a lifetime batting average of .272. Impressive numbers given the rough conditions and pitching styles of his era. Yet it was his leadership and defensive wizardry that defined him. He captained Cincinnati through the team's transition from the American Association to the National League, embodying professionalism in a sport still marred by gambling scandals and inconsistent conduct. McPhee's calm demeanor and clean play made him one of the few 19th century stars remembered as much for integrity as for performance. When he retired after the 1899 season, McPhee had spent his entire 18-year career with one franchise, a rare feat in any era. He remained connected to the game as a manager and later as a civic figure in Cincinnati before moving to San Diego, where he lived quietly until his death in 1943. Though decades passed before his accomplishments were formally recognized, baseball historians never forgot the second baseman who fielded without fear. In 2000, more than a century after his debut, Bid McPhee was posthumously inducted into the National Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, New York. His plaque honors not just a man, but a moment in baseball's evolution, an era when courage, calloused hands, and a love for the game mattered more than any equipment ever could.